Hey guys, in this video we're going to look at the chords of the Dorian mode, how these chords are formed, what they sound like, and how you can use them to create some cool chord progressions. Now the Dorian mode is not as popular as the Ionian mode or the major scale, but the Dorian mode does sound especially nice because it has a more mellow or smooth vibe, which you can use to give your music an interesting sound. Okay, so using the key of C as an example, here's what the common C Ionian mode sounds like first. It's known as the major scale, and it includes intervals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the Dorian mode just flattens the 3 and the 7 notes so that you get a pattern like this. Compared to the Ionian mode, the Dorian sounds a little dark, right? Or at least it's more mellow and minor because of, again, that flat 3 and the flat 7. It doesn't sound as melancholy as the minor scale itself or the Aeolian mode, which is almost identical but with a flat 6 as well. That's the Aeolian mode or the minor scale. So Dorian is somewhere between the happy major and the sad minor. Not quite as bright as the major Ionian, and not as dark as the minor Aeolian. But like I say, somewhere in between. And you can use the resulting sound to create some good stuff, especially when you build the 7 chords that stem from this pattern, which you do by starting on each note of the mode and then combining every other note as you go. So for example, in the key of C, in the C Dorian mode, you start on C, then skip a note to play E flat, then skip another note to play G. So together, C, E flat, and G makes C minor, a C minor chord. Then starting on D, skip F, skip A, so together D, F, A makes a D minor chord. And moving through the other intervals in this mode, you get E flat major, F major, G minor, A diminished, B flat major, and then back to a C minor chord. By starting on each separate note of the Dorian mode and then combining every other note, these 7 chords are formed. And they're called tertian harmonies because the intervals between the notes in each chord are major and minor thirds, and the word tertian is Latin for thirds. When we look at these chords in a table format like this, it's easy to see how they're constructed, where some intervals are major thirds and others are minor thirds, resulting in a range of harmonies. C minor, D minor, and G minor are all minor chords. E flat major, F major, and B flat major are all major chords, and the A diminished chord, built from 2 minor third intervals, feels especially tense or dissonant. To label these chords, we use Roman numerals to tell us which scale degree of the mode is the foundation of that chord. The minor 1 chord is built on scale degree 1 of the C Dorian mode, or the C note, C minor. The 2 chord is built on scale degree 2 of the mode, or D, D minor. Flat 3 is built on scale degree 3, or E flat, E flat major. 4 is built on F, F major. 5 is on G, G minor. Diminished 6 is on A diminished. And flat 7 is on B flat, B flat major, where the lowercase numerals 1, 2, and 5 are all minor chords. The uppercase numerals, flat 3, 4, and flat 7, are major chords. And the little O on 6 means that it's diminished. Now using these chords, we can play different chord progressions that sound good and that really accentuate the smooth, mellow feel of the Dorian mode. And one of the most popular patterns that you'll hear is made just by moving back and forth between the minor 1 and the major 4. So in the key of C, for example, that's C minor and F major. Moving between these harmonies just sounds so nice, which is why it's used in some classic tunes like Pink Floyd's The Wall Part 2, which is actually in D Dorian, so it moves between D minor 1 and G major 4, so the minor 1 and the major 4, and it just sounds so nice. Actually, you'll see that it also includes the flat major 3 F, the flat major 7 C, and then back to a droning minor 1 or D minor.
We don't need no education. We don't need
and then it goes on like that. Like I say, droning on the minor 1 for much of the time and moving between the minor 1 and the major 4 as kind of a signature progression that Pink Floyd also used in the song Any Color You Like, among others. This progression alone helped define Pink Floyd's sound. It's also the basis of Santana's signature song, Oye Como Va, which is basically a minor 1, major 4 progression repeated over and over again. It's in the key of A, so it goes between A minor and D major like this. And it goes on, so you get the idea, right? Chords minor 1 and major 4 are so classic that they sound really good when you just go back and forth between these chords. They can't let you down. But as you saw in the Dorian mode, there are other chords that you can incorporate, like we saw in Pink Floyd's The Wall, which had the flat major 3 and the flat major 7. So let's, in the next example, throw in the flat major 7 again so you can hear some more variety in a song like Chris Isaak's Wicked Game with its hauntingly cool vibe in B Dorian. So that's built from chords minor 1, B minor, flat major 7, A, and 4, E.
I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No,
And then the pattern repeats again and again through this same chord progression. So using chords in the Dorian mode, you can create some really cool stuff no matter what key you're in, and it'll sound pretty mellow because of the intervals that form this pattern. But what's really cool is there's actually a special connection between the different chords in the Dorian mode based on the tertian intervals that form them that you can use to really clarify how you can move between chords in this mode to craft some really compelling chord progressions. Looking again at the pattern of tertian intervals used to build each chord in this mode, it actually forms a continuous chain that ties everything together into a string of major thirds and minor thirds that binds every note of the Dorian mode like this. And the sequence of alternating intervals highlights the natural connections between chords that really can cycle on forever when we wrap this pattern into a closed loop like this as a more compact view of how these chords of the Dorian mode relate to each other. These are all the same chords as before in a given key, in this example C Dorian, but laid out in a natural formation. The one chord, C minor, is made of notes C, E flat, and G. The two chord, D minor, includes notes D, F, and A. The flat 3 chord, E flat major, is built from notes E flat, G, and B flat, etc. And what's nice is that in this layout, you can see how these chords are connected from one to the next, which we can depict more simply by the respective root note and Roman numeral of each. So we have C minor, minor 1, E flat major 3, G minor, minor 5, B flat major 7, D minor, minor 2, F major, major 4, A diminished 6, and then C minor once again, minor 1. And by exploring this harmonic space, you can start to see even more clearly how songwriters navigate the Dorian mode to compose different progressions. Like the band Tears for Fears did in their song Mad World, later performed by Gary Jules in the key of F, which flows through chords F minor, A flat major, E flat major, and B flat major, or the minor 1, flat major 3, flat major 7, and the 4 chord.
All around me are familiar glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad
and so on. The song flows through these chords of the Dorian mode in such a nice way. And as another example, one last example, Scarborough Fair by Simon and Garfunkel is in E Dorian and moves through chords minor 1, flat major 7, minor 1, flat major 3, minor 1, flat major 3 again, 4, and then back to minor 1.
Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine.
And of course, this chord progression goes on as well. And it sounds so smooth, so mellow because of the intervals and the chords that make up this mode. And you can play all sorts of other chord progressions in any key, it doesn't matter what key you're in, within the Dorian mode, which also happens to be a popular mode in jazz music. Because of this smooth and mellow vibe, this upbeat but kind of pensive sound that the Dorian mode has. But this is at least a nice intro to the Dorian mode and the harmonies within this mode. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if there are any other good examples of the Dorian mode, any songs that you'd like to pick apart and play, let me know. And I will see you in the next video.